So one thing our customers have always been clear with us about is they want more of two things, and that's performance and ease of use. And I can think of no better way than to show our progress in this area than with three exciting new features that we've introduced in SingleStore Pro Max inside of a real-time marketing application that is very typical of the type of application that runs on SingleStore. Before I do that, I want to talk about the three features and the three needs that they solve. So the first one, suppose you've got a table, you've got your sort key set, you've got your shard key set, it's all working, and you realize your range filter is not as fast as you want it to be. Your order by limit is not as fast as you want it to be. You want to group by another column. What do? Well, today you have to create another table. You don't have good options, but with projections, you do. Now you can have secondary sort and shard keys on existing tables. Yes. I got so much more. Can't clap the whole time. I got so much more to talk about. The second thing is developers want fast copies of databases, of huge databases. They don't want to wait around, and they need this for a lot of reasons. They need it to share with people. They need it to be secure that they're not going to mess up their production database, and we've introduced that with database branching. That instantly will let you branch a database, and it creates kind of a copy on write methodology where when you copy it, it doesn't actually move the blobs, right? It's only remembering what you write to it in the future. And the other cool thing about it is you could branch into the past. It also powers our online PRTR feature. Really amazing technology that we're introducing. The third need is cross-region reliability. Now, a regional failure is not a thing that happens a lot, but you have to be ready for it. You have to be prepared. Most databases will tell you, oh yeah, you know what? Just run the entire cluster again in another region. What? You want me to pay essentially double because I'm running the entire thing again in another region to ensure against an event that almost never happens? We think that's dumb. And I'll tell you what's not dumb. SmartDR. SmartDR is going to move the blobs in the background, and only when you need it is it going to turn that compute on. But I'd much rather show you than tell you, so let me dive in to a demo to illustrate the power of these features. Here we have a classic SingleStore real-time application. We've got real-time notifications coming in. You can see them aggregating over here. We're matching people with geolocation and showing them the right ad at the right time. Classic SingleStore use case requires super fast ingest, something that we're amazing at. And so this type of use case works very well on SingleStore. But it's not enough for us to just do the OLTP workload. We also want to make sure analytics works correctly. And so that's why I've got this analytics tab up here. And if I jump over here, I can see, oh, now I'm doing aggregates. I'm looking at all my customers. I'm looking at which ones are performing the best, which ones have the highest conversion rates of the different notifications that are being sent out. And this is exactly the type of application that we're so good at. But we're never done, right? So let's add some more features to this. I've got a new widget here, and it's a real-time notification feed. I'm going to sort by timestamp. I want to see the freshest notifications as they're coming in. So I've got my sort key set on timestamp. I can see them coming in. Everything's good. What if I kind of want to sort by cost. I want to see which notifications are the cheapest. Oh no, I clicked it, spinny wheel, what's going on? This is slow, I don't like it. This is not what my application is about. It's not why I use SingleStore, I use it for speed. Let's see how we can use these features that I just told you about to fix this situation. So we're going to jump right over into the portal UI. And let's first, how much data are we dealing with here? So I'll run select count star from notifications. Okay, I got about 13 million rows, so I got a decent amount of data in there. Let's look at the default sort. I'm going to select star from notifications, order by timestamp, limit 10. And I'm going to profile that. Okay, 28 milliseconds, that's pretty fast. And it's because it's doing an ordered column scan. The data is in order. I can see the sort key. That's what's causing this to be fast. That's why the default sort of that table is working so well. But then I said, actually, no. I want to sort by cost sense. What happens when I sort by cost sense? Column store scan, it's not ordered anymore. That's why it's taking 300 milliseconds. That is what's causing that spinny wheel, and it's because the sort key is different than what I'm actually sorting on in the query. So before projections, I would have been out of luck. But now I've got something else I can do. Now, I am about to mess around with the production database, so I'm going to use another feature. I'm going to take a branch because this is running a production. I don't want to risk messing it up. I am going to create the projection. That's a big query. So I'm going to create a branch. It's one line of code, attach database martech prod as martech branch test. Notice nothing else there. I could branch into the past, as I said before, but I don't need to here. And I'm going to run this query. And this is creating a kind of copy on write. It's not moving any of the blobs, and it's creating that in the background. And that's going to give me another database that I can use to do this test. Let's let this finish up. All right, that is all done. Looking good. Let me go check the database, make sure everything looks right. If I go over to branch test, yes, I've got my 13 million rows that I copied in just that amount of time. That was not sped up. All right, and now it's time to create the projection. So create projection, I'm going to call it notifications by cost. I'm going to give it a new sort key. I'll give it the same shard key as before. I am putting all of the notifications into it. It is going to do a complete projection on the whole table. If I wanted to save on space, I could select only the columns that I cared about, and the projection will take up less space. So that is an option that I can use if I want to. Boom, look at that. 13 million rows in a projection. Okay, and now let's use it. Select start from notifications. I am going to put this hint on there. In the first version, you do have to tell the query optimizer that you want to use projection. We will fix that, and it will work automatically in a future update. Let's run this. Okay, one more time to build the query plan. Holy smokes, 18 seconds, 18 milliseconds. Holy smokes. It's running the projection, and it's because the sort key matches. All right, so that is projections in action, showing you the power. You have an existing table. You don't have to, create another table or whatever other, shenanigans you'd have to get up to make that work. All right, so now I'm feeling good. My widget, this is going to be fast now. This cost sort over here. I'm feeling good about this application, and I'm really excited about the power of SingleStore. And then one day, when I'm just hanging out in my application, we've had an interruption. Regional failure, once in a blue moon event. What am I going to do? Well, I'm smart because I use SmartDR. So let me show you exactly what I'm going to do. All right, let me go find the workspace group in question. Promax demo, I'm going to jam over here into replication. Okay, let's look at this. I got my primary region, US East 1. I got my secondary region, US West 2. It says it's in sync. Everything is working. I don't have a lot of choices. The way I like my UI, I have one big fat button that says failover. And I'm going to click that one button. And it is going to say, are you really sure you want to do this? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. All right, we are beginning. Here we go, deploying the failover. Now, the first thing it's going to do after it starts is it's going to build up all of the compute that it needs. And the other one that's building workspaces, that is what is smart about it. You're not paying for those workspaces the whole time. You're only paying for them when you need them. We're going to attach the databases. We did speed this up a little bit for the purpose of this. Took like 9 minutes the whole time, which is not a lot of time considering you don't have to be running that compute all the time to have the protection of the secondary region. Look, I can see I'm in a secondary region. I'm in Oregon. I was not before. Here's my workspace. Here's my databases. There's the branch that I created. There is the production database. They've both been created. They've both been connected to the workspace. One other thing I have to do is the URL does change right now. We are going to fix that as well so that it stays the same. But in this first version, you do have to change the URL, and I'm going to put in an easier password for myself to paste in there. SingleStore 1, super secure. All right, and I'm going to grab this URL. Here we go. Got Oregon in it. I'm going to go back over to my application. I'm going to say, you know what? Let's not do Virginia. Let's do Oregon. Let me put the password in. And I'm back. It's running again.
Oh,
Running again. That's the power of Smart DR, the security that you get. Thank you. Back to you, Nadim.
awesome. This is super cool, guys. Are you excited? This is one of the things which I want to talk about. You saw the power of projection, and you must be wondering that Nadeem announced that we're gonna be doing Iceberg as a first-class citizen support. How the hell are we gonna get this kind of performance on Iceberg tables? Any guesses? This is where we're gonna continue using this innovation which we are building through projections and materialized views. So when we are bringing those external table, we're gonna create a materialized views on top of that. That's how we're gonna get the same performance without copying the data. That's the power of SingleStore.